Welcome to the video. Today I'm going to fucking burn people and I'm going to make them bleed. And they're going to be my bitch. All in one shot. Watch this.
You're going to need to get the access codes to the vault to recover the item the hyena stole from Air Force One. Our hyena insider.
Do you smell that? I do too.
It
Smells like barbecue.
Will have a key card that should give you access to the vault.
Yeah, smells like barbecue chicken. Uh-oh, why is everybody on fire? And if that wasn't enough... Oh, I think I found something that's pretty nice. Yes, I have. I've done some burn bleed builds before, but I don't know. I like this one a lot. This one is just downright nastier than the other ones. And I say this because they're on fire. They're getting the biomask. Now they're going to be bleeding. It's not even the problem, though. The problem is that they don't see it coming. Well, there's no more car. They're getting me through the fucking cover, you little bastard. Burn, bitch. I'm sorry, did I kill you? Give me my fucking thing back. Thank you. Okay, well, let's just go and set this up real quick. We're going to set this up. Set this up real quick. What's this? Oh. I always think it was important, but it wasn't. So we'll set that up. Get that going. And then we're going to go barbecue people. Well, NPCs. People are just as easy to barbecue as well, but I mean, just recently I was on Twitter, and I noticed a couple of people posting, because I have some people on Twitter, I don't know them, but their posts come up a lot about the Division 2. And this guy was bitching about status effects and how they were always killing him with status effects when he played Conflict or PvP, and he said he was running like 80% hazard protection, and I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think you were running 80% hazard protection, because you should have been quite protected against that. But there is the 20% chance that you can still get burnt. It's extremely rare. Okay, what I gotta pay attention to is that mofo right there who's gonna die.
Checking for the key card.
He's not liking that. Hey, how's it going? So, normally when I was running the burn bleed thing that I was running before, I normally was running like quite a bit different. But I found a way to actually put this together better so that I could keep using my fire sticky for the most part. And no, I'm not talking about using, oh shit, I gotta take that. I can't let that sit around. That's a good piece. It's God rolled. This is on heroic, by the way. I get more God rolled pieces on heroic than I do on legendary. Like tenfold. Not even kidding. There's pretty much another God rolled piece. It's like 0.1% for being God rolled. Like that's two pieces in a heroic mission already that were, one was God rolled and one was off by 0.1. I mean, the loot's definitely screwed up in this game. I spent a good portion not trying to do, it was easy for me to do, but I was doing legendary missions and by myself, and the rewards were just not there. Like, for every 40 NPCs I dropped, they might have dropped maybe 5 pieces of gear, and out of those 5 pieces of gear, I was lucky if there was even one piece that was God rolled. And that was on legendary. On heroic, I just cleared a room and got 2 pieces of the of the 5 pieces that dropped that were God rolled on heroic. That shouldn't happen.
Wonder what that unlocks.
Like, if you're comparing the two difficulties, that should definitely not be happening. It should be the other way around. But it happens like that all the time. I forgot to save that. Okay, that's not God rolled. It's a pretty damn good roll, though. It's not God rolled, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why you see me playing on heroic. Not because it's easier. It's because it's quicker to get God rolled pieces doing this. If I go to a targeted mission, put it on heroic, and just do it, I find that I get the pieces I want that are God rolled, as opposed to me going into that same mission, putting it on legendary, and I probably won't get what I want at all. And as a matter of fact, the rolls are probably going to be shit. I could be dead. Oh shit, I forgot about him. I know what they're trying to do. I'll show you in a second. Hey, what's up? Now, the reason why I like building this the way I built it is because I'm using, you can see that I'm using, you know what I'm using. I'm using Eclipse, but I'm using the backpack with Eclipse. And the reason why is because it gives me 30% more damage to people when they have a status effect on them. And I'm running one piece of this because I can bring back my sticky bomb quite often. Unfortunately, it only drops on that piece of gear. I wish you could get perfectly skilled on a different piece of gear, because I could tell you a couple different brands that I'd rather have, but... There we go, this is game over for these guys.
Authentication successful.
Access to anything good in this stupid thing.
Hostile radio intercepted.
The alarm! Fucking division got into the vault!
It's cool. We moved the president. He's tucked away nice and cozy upstairs.
Am I okay with what?
Holy shit. They pulled the president out of the wreckage. Agent, you've got a new assignment. Find out where the president is being held and get him back. Send Isaac with a bank security system. There should be a data center near the vault.
I can tell you, I used this in PvP about a week ago, actually. Not the Dark Zone, Conflict. Yeah, I don't know, I call it PvP because it's just kind of like a quick PvP. More, the Dark Zone's a little bit different, obviously. Damage-wise, the Dark Zone is a lot different, actually. It's like they turned the switch up a little more in the Dark Zone. Because there's one build that I used in Conflict, and it didn't do that much damage, and I went against the same type of people with the same type of gear and setup in the Dark Zone, and I was fucking annihilating them. So I know there is definitely a difference between... There's definitely a difference between Conflict and Dark Zone as far as damage goes. Now, I was getting back to that other thing there. There was a guy on Twitter that was bitching about stats effects. He was bitching that he kept dying by fire and bleed in the Dark Zone. There was no Conflict, it was, sorry. And he says, oh yeah, I'm running 80% hazard protection. So I had to make a comment. I couldn't just let it go. I had to make a comment. I was like, okay, so judging by what you're wearing, they shouldn't have been hurting you at all. So that tells me that you weren't wearing that much hazard protection. You probably weren't wearing any, which is the most cases, most people that bitch about it are not wearing as much as they say they are. Sometimes they only have 10%, for fuck's sakes. I've seen it. And they're like, oh my god, that fire just killed me. Well, there's a way to stop it. I mean, but here's the other side of things now. Now, if you're the person building a status effect build, and, you know, they see that you're running that, the first thing they do is they build a hazard protection build that's 100%. Which means when you try to set him on fire, you make him bleed, good fucking luck. It's not happening. So, that takes me to the next thing. What is the point of having these fire bleed builds if they don't fucking do anything to somebody because they're wearing hazard protection, which trumps my status effects? So this is what I was talking about when I said They need to find a middle ground so that it's good for both sides, which means that I can feel powerful as a stats effect build, or I can be a skill damage guy, or I shouldn't have to go into PvP. This one? No, this isn't a hazard protection build. What I'm using right now is a combination of fire and bleed, and I'm using firewall to amplify my fire duration. But I also have the vial mask on too. But I'm using this backpack, the Eclipse backpack, because it gives me 30% damage to the people that are on fire, bleeding, shocked, whatever they are. Any status effect, I do 30% more damage. This reminds me of an old gun talent from the Division 1. I can't remember what it was called again, but if you remember, I think it was like 20% damage. It wasn't 30. It was the MDR. It had a talent on it that was similar to this, and it would allow you to do more damage against status effect people. Only they put it on, this time around, they put it in a gear set on a backpack. It's the same idea. But anyways, getting back to that, if you played the Division 1, they capped the status effect or the hazard protection type stuff. They roll hazard protection on their gear is what they do for the most part. This gear set that I'm using right now actually has hazard protection on it, if I believe. Yeah. So just by me wearing this gear set, I have 30% hazard protection without even adding it to my gear set. If I could now, I could turn around and be a dick, and I could put take this shit away from this, and I could put hazard protection on all those pieces and bring it up to 70. That's one thing I like about this gear set, though, is you get that 30% hazard protection right off the hop. Now, what I'd like to see in this game, you remember I don't know if you guys were paying attention recently, they just brought this thing out about something they're introducing to the game for your progression, expertise. So my idea of that is, I don't know, I don't like that. It sounds stupid. I think what they needed to do was just bring back the 5 and 6 piece bonuses for these gear sets and balance them accordingly to make it even better. I'd like to see the return of the 5 and 6 piece bonuses, to be honest. It just made you, if you're wearing these kind of gear sets, you might as well make them powerful. I don't feel that it's very powerful when you put on these gear sets. They work, they do their job, that's it. They don't do anything above and beyond. And I'd like to see them be able to do other things. Maybe you could add something to these. Maybe you could bump this up or have an enhanced version of Eclipse Protocol. Division, if you played it, most of the 6-piece bonuses on pretty much every gear set was an enhanced version of that gear set bonus. And it all depended on your, stats that you were using. So in our case, we're running this skill tier or armor core, weapon core. Maybe the bonus could depend on that. I don't know if anybody's ever used this before, but yeah, I did. I don't watch build videos. I make them, but I don't watch them. Simply because I don't want to build something, because, it's like anything. Nobody is ever the owner of any builds. I made this build. Yeah, I came up with this build that I did. But somebody could have done this before me. But, you know what I mean? And they probably ran it differently than I did. They probably used Technician. Most people don't think of this most casual people don't think to use firewall. And I'm not using the shield. I'm using firewall. No. Nope, I don't run with the Lady Death. I run with the capacitor because I'm using 6 pieces of yellow, right? And as you can see with the capacitor, for each skill tier that I run, I get 7.5% weapon damage for that gun. So that's 45% just for using that gun. And I also get 1.5% skill damage for every time I get a tick on somebody. Like I get a bullet hit on them. It's up to 60%, I believe. Yeah, 60% skill damage. Burn.
Beginning search query.
Oh, big guy's coming right there. Okay. I need a little present for his ass. Big guy died pretty fast. Okay, I will. I'll just let me kill these guys first. I'll tell you one thing that I ran in PvP.
Search query finished. Subject located.
It's President Ellis. Call the helicopter on standby to extract him.
Lockdown procedure initiated.
Oh, shit.
That doesn't sound good.
Where's that? I can hear her. Where are you, you little bitch? I can hear you. Oh, there she is. Oh, there's my heal.
Isaac, do you have a way out of the vault?
All right.
Searching for a way
So.
out of the vault. 0 matches.
Piece of shit wristwatch. Okay, let me see. If you can punch through the west wall, there's a maintenance tunnel running alongside your
I'm just
position.
waiting for this guy to shut
It's a
up for a
long
minute.
shot, but it's the only one we got.
All right, there we go. All right. The primary weapon is up to you. The one that I typically run when I don't want to use this, like if I get boxed in and I'm hurting and I need some healing, then I use this one, Damn Lies Guard, because it gives me 12% armor for every kill. It says killing, so that means I can kill them any way I want. I don't have to shoot them, because some talents require you to shoot them to kill them, and then you get the little buff. This one doesn't matter. That's why I like this gun. I can kill them any way I want. I can burn them, bleed, shoot them in the head. If I do shoot them in the head, I get a 24% total, I get 24% armor regen for 5 seconds, which can really bring you back to life. Capacitor, if you don't know what this is, it's definitely a skill build thing, but it gives you 1.5% skill damage for every shot that you get on somebody, and it stacks 40 times, so that's 60%. It's really easy to keep the stacks on somebody. It doesn't mean you're going to get, in PvP, I would not say you're going to get 40 stacks on somebody, but if you can use some distraction, one distraction skill that will keep them busy on, like, focusing on that, you might get about 20 rounds on them, so you might get to 20 stack on them. By the time they actually recover and try to get near you, they're fucked. If you have the right skill out, they're fucked, because you've already increased your skill damage. That's not the thing, though. This is a status effect build more than anything. It's not a skill damage build. But I run that just to get some skill damage if I need it. Now, most people that I've seen run the Eclipse build, they usually run the chest piece. And because the chest piece, normally, it gives you... Because I have it on me. Where is it? Right there. The chest piece gives me the transmission when they die. It spreads 15 meters instead of 10. So you get that a 5% boost in range and 25% duration refresh. So 75%. But I choose to run the backpack because the backpack allows me to do 30% more damage to people that have status effects on them. So that's why I'm using the capacitor, because the capacitor also gives you 7.5% weapon damage for every skill tier you're running. So I have 6, so that's 45% weapon damage. And if we do the math on the status effect thing, that's another 30. So 75% weapon damage right there. And I'm not even a red. I don't even have any red pieces yet. Imagine if I added just like 1 in there. Using firewall, most people that use firewall, they don't understand firewall to the fullest. What they understand about firewall is, let's use the shield, because the shield gives you damage. That's all they understand about it, though. They don't understand the actual things you can do with firewall. And one of them is taking advantage of the burn duration that you get as a bonus for using it. You get 20% burn duration for using firewall. That's why I run it. So, whatever this was before, it gets amplified 20%, and the duration gets increased. Hang on, let me get into my thing here. Because I can't see the chat because it cuts it off, right? Because I'm on PlayStation. But if I go in here, I can see the chat, the whole thing. The sticky bomb is the very first one. Everybody has that one unlocked already. It's the burn sticky bomb. Now, normally when I ran this build before, instead of using this backpack, I would use the chest piece. This is another way I ran it. And then in the backpack piece that I usually run on this build it has creeping death on it. And I had somebody comment on it and say, well, why would you... It doesn't make sense that you would use creeping death with the Eclipse because it already spreads. And I was like, well, let's use our brain here for a minute. Now think about why I might be using creeping death. Sit there and think about it for a minute. Read what it does, and then really concentrate, think about it, and then you can talk to me when you're done figuring out why I might be using it. You know what I mean? And they never made a comment after that. It was a nasty comment. And I was like, oh my god. Creeping death with Eclipse is perfect because when you set somebody on fire and you're running creeping death, it spreads instantly. There is no wait time. It spreads instantly. And if they die, it spreads even more. So that's why when I ran this build before, I would run creeping death. Because it's like a double whammy. No matter what, they are going to burn and bleed like a bitch. That's why I run it. But I wanted to try it this way because, I do the extra damage. And it actually seems to work great. And I've used this combination in PvP, like I said, about a week ago. And I was putting people down pretty good when I caught them on fire. Now, the only problem I had with this was if I ran into that odd person that was running hazard protection. Then it was kind of, it didn't work that good, right? Because I need to set them on fire to activate the biomask. No. Here's the thing. So when I kill something, it says there's a 30% chance that I can have that skill back, and that's what I'm running, perfectly skilled. It says 30%, but it acts more like it's higher than that because I proc that thing quite often, actually, off of a kill. And when you're in PvP, I usually play Conflict, and when you're in a PvP and you hit somebody with that fire sticky, that's almost a death sentence, instantly. It's almost a guaranteed death sentence. Now, like I said, I'm running the backpack, right? So I get the 30% more damage when they're on fire or they're bleeding or they're shocked or whatever it is that's going on. So that's why I want to try it that way, because normally I'm a prick. I run Creeping Death on this shit, and it's nasty. And I usually use the Eclipse chest piece that gives me the range to extend it further. What I was saying there was people were like, why are you running Creeping Death with that? And I was like, oh boy. So one spreads instantly and one spreads after death. So you might as well cover both grounds, right? If you want to start a fucking barbecue, you might as well start it right. No matter what, they're getting barbecued. That's the point. Whether it's instantly or after they die. Let me throw that on, actually. I'm going to throw that on and try that out and show you what I mean. It's just freaking nasty. Now, I could be a prick if I was running it the way I was just saying. I could put the shotgun on, the Scorpio, and I would cause poison at the same time. Let me see where I put that piece. I hope I have it on me. I should have it on me. I did. Oh yeah, I got it. Let me go run back. I'm gonna go run back and get my shotgun. Not just any shotgun either. It's a Scorpio. And you know what the Scorpio can do when it hits on its very first hit. It causes poison. But if I'm running Creeping Death, it's going to cause a lot more than that. And I'm running the biomask as well, so they're going to get poisoned and biomasked. I need to put this bad boy away for now. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to look for my Scorpio. I'm going to put my Scorpio on. Now we're going to have one massive barbecue, because I'm going to start it over again. Show you what I mean. Trust me, if they didn't see the light, they're gonna.
Civilians in.
You're gonna need to get the access codes to the vault to recover the item.
And the thing I like about the Scorpio shotgun is it's more like a sniper rifle shotgun, right? You can hit from very long range.
We'll have a key card that should give you access to the vault.
Oh, here's somebody I can fuck with. Plus, I have my other skills at my disposal, too. So when he's poisoned, I can set him on fire. I can make him bleed. And he's going to have all these things going across his name. Right? He's got all these status effects going on. I just like how it spreads. Like, I shocked that one guy, and then it spread to the other guy after he died. It's the fire that hurts them the most, though. They don't like the fire. Oh, I missed him. Wow, I didn't. That's okay. Oh, the poison spread too. Nice. What is that ability? Hold on. Oh, it's creeping death. Sorry, because it has there's a similar symbol. I think it's the. Let me see if I have that on me. It looks similar. Where is it? Yeah, bloodsucker. It's similar. It's not the same though. Now, if you want to be a real dick, there's a lot of fire in this game. There's this one. There's the chem launcher fire, and then there's one that you don't see very often that I'm about to use, and I actually use this in PvP, and that's the air burst. Watch this motherfucker. It's a little bit harder to use. It's not for the noobs, so to speak. See that burn? It's still fucking... This burn on this is gonna be nasty. This guy has no chance at all. He's fucked.
Checking for the key card.
Now, if that was a person, put it this way, he would have been dead long before that boss was. I probably would have only got 1 or 2 shots off and he would have been dead.
Looks like that key card is the one we were looking for.
But what I was going to say about this fire seeker mine that I'm using, it's the most powerful fire in the game. Nothing trumps this one. I can guarantee you this. You need to learn how to use it though, because it's not easy. You have to get used to the way it moves. You gotta learn how to stop it. So if you send it out, I want to send it there. If I quickly tap L1 twice, I can stop it and tell it to come back. If I don't do it in time though, it'll explode where I sent it. I'll let it go. Boom. Right, so if somebody quickly changes directions, you can quickly tap your L1 real quick, and you'll stop it from getting from exploding, and it will come back to you, and you can just send it off to wherever they went. But it's not easy to use it. That's why I get really angry when I see these guys that make comments about skill builds and how they're noobish. It's like, no, you running Intimidate and Adrenaline Rush is a fucking noob. You know what I mean? I can come back and say that. DPS builds don't really take much thought either. It's executing them. People don't think about that part, about executing these builds. They just think, oh, you're using a skill build, that's noob, oh my god. Like, nothing is a noob, really. And you have to think about your builds when you're making them. Holy shit. You want to know what's ridiculous is the fact that there's 100% hazard protection abilities. The ability to build a build like that, where you're pretty much immune to shit. That's annoying, and that needs to be fixed. They did this in the Division 1 too when it first came out. the hazard protection light like stuff was really high, and it was almost impossible to make somebody bleed if they were running it. So what happens is a lot of people, including myself, got fucking mad about that because it was ridiculous. Because I was like, what's the point of running a status effect build that's in the game? It's in the game. But what's the point of running it if it's useless against somebody that's running all this hazard protection? What's the point? You might as well just take it out of the game. Because you've just made it so that it's counterproductive.
Hostile radio intercepted.
And it's not hard to build these hazard protection builds. They're fucking easy. Just roll it on all your shit. Okay, time to put him to bed. That big guy has a lot of armor. So, if that was a human, they would have been dead, like, about 5 minutes ago. Like, the first time I set him on fire, basically. Because the airburst seeker mine is the strongest fire in the game. You will see people that will say, no, it's not, but they're full of shit because I've tested this out so many times. I've tested this out. So in this game, if you're paying attention, there is your sticky bomb, there is your chem launcher, and then, of course, there's the seeker mine. Now, if I set somebody on fire with a sticky bomb and I use the seeker mine, and I hit them, even though they're already on fire, it will refresh. And it's because it's refreshing because it's stronger than that sticky bomb fire. So that's why it's refreshing and taking over basically it's taking over the damage. Now, if I try to hit it after the seeker mine has hit them with the chem launcher, it won't refresh because the chem launcher is weaker than the seeker mine. And if I try to do a sticky bomb to them, I'll get the explosion, but it won't refresh again because the seeker mine is the strongest of the three. So basically, it's the most dominant one when you hit. So you can't refresh it unless you're using, again, if you're using the fire seeker mine on them again, it will refresh the fire if they're still on fire. Because it's the same.
The vault's just up ahead.
People don't realize that. You can clear out people pretty good with this weapon. So if you're using fire, bleed, and this shotgun,
Hostile radio intercepted.
and you're using creeping death, holy fuck,
Fucking division got into
it's
the
crazy.
vault.
It's cool. We moved the president. He's tucked away nice and...
Creeping death just kind of adds that little holy shit. Now I'm really on fire, and now I'm really bleeding. Because your buddy was like over there, but he didn't realize that creeping death has a radius of 8 meters. So you set him on fire, and now he's bitching because he's on fire, and he's like, "How the fuck am I on fire?"
Pull the president out of the wreckage.
Doesn't realize
You've got a new assignment.
it's creeping
Find
death.
out where the president is being held and get him back. Sync Isaac with a bank security system. There should be a data center near the vault.
And that's what I mean. So if you set somebody on fire and you make them bleed and you hit them with that shotgun and get poison on them and he immediately dies, it's going to go to his buddies. Everything you put on him is going to get refreshed by 75%, and it's going to go to his buddies. If they're just outside of the 8-meter radius, then Eclipse will get them. And that's why I like running Eclipse this way, because I have a 15-meter radius on this spread, and an 8-meter radius on that one. So no matter what, they're going to die. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And it's going to spread, no matter what. I'm going to get them. And that's why I use Creeping Death with the Eclipse protocol, because I got close range and mid range covered as far as status effects go. If somebody gets too close, I can barbecue them. If they get into mid range, I can still barbecue them with the spread. And that's why I said, if you're using the Fire Seeker Mine and you hit somebody and kill them, that Fire Seeker Mine, 75% of that burn duration is going to get transferred over to the next guy. So it's going to refresh itself, 75%. Because I'm using the chest piece, right? If I wasn't using the chest piece, it would only be 50%. But you can use either. I would say this would be nastier, though, because the Scorpio does have status effects on it as well, depending on how many times you hit them. The very first hit is always poison. And like I said, if you're running Creeping Death, that poison is going to get everybody if they're all around each other. It's not very long, though. It's a very short thing, but the point is if you're playing Conflict, you only get 2 med kits. So if you can basically hit somebody with the poison, you'll activate the biomask on them as well, and you'll force them to have to heal. So they're going to have to use a med kit. And once they run into med kits, which won't take long with this build, they're probably not going to like you. Now, there's another way I run this too. The other way I run this, and this is only if you want to be a really nasty motherfucker, is you take this off and you put your Eclipse here, which I don't seem to fucking have on me, I don't think. I think I put it away. Let me go get my Eclipse piece for that.
Nice to see you, Agent. Oh,
So the next variant that I'm going to show you that I use uses Creeping Death again, but a different way. This fucking sun is really pissing me off. Oh boy. Okay, well, I'll just deal with this for now. Let me put something away here real quick. I'll put that away. I'll bring out my Eclipse piece here. I'll replace it with that. And I will put on that. Okay. Tonight I'm dealing with that shit, don't worry. It's really annoying the fuck out of me. It's because she took the curtain down that I had on this window over here, and the sun decides it wants to be out. The third way I run this build is with the Imperial Dynasty with Creeping Death, and I think you can get the gist of what's going to happen there. So this is another way of doing it too. So now I have a third way of burning people. The first way was if they die, I get a 15-meter radius spread, right? And if they're within 8 meters of each other, there's the other one with Creeping Death. Now the third way, because I'm using Creeping Death, and I'm using the Imperial Dynasty, now I have the long range covered as well, because this can burn them up to 20 meters away. So if they're 20 meters away, I can catch them on fire. As soon as they shoot at me, they're going to catch on fire. Okay, and if his buddies are 20 meters, they're with him, that 20 meters, Creeping Death kicks in. That's another 8 meters. So I have short range, mid range, and long range covered Short, medium, long. It's all covered for the status effects. So no matter what, I'm going to catch somebody on fire. Unless they are like fucking 40 meters away from me, they're going to catch on fire, and so are their buddies if they're close by. Understanding how this shit works is another thing. I just showed you 3 different ways I use this, and I guarantee you I can find a 4th, or 5th, or 6th, or 7th, just by rotating things out. The possibilities, like I said before, are endless. I bet you there's an infinite amount of combinations you could use with Striker, for example. Like, you just have to think about it. So what I do when I think about these builds, I don't actually come in the game and just go, okay, let's throw this together. I actually get on my laptop, I open up Notepad, and for example, I'm going to use Eclipse. So I type Eclipse and I make a little tree of what I can do with it. I run it this way, I run it that way, I add this, I just take them. So once I figured out what I want to do, then I come in the game and I test it out and see how it does. If it's nasty, then I like it. Then I start fixing it some more to make sure that I have the right rolls on it. But the surprise here, because most people that run skill builds are going to say, oh, I use Technician, right? Because they want the skill damage. But this isn't a skill damage build. So I want Firewall because of this one little ability that a lot of people overlook. And that's this piece right here. This is a passive talent, so it's always running when you run Firewall. 20% plus 20% burn duration. So that helps out my burn right there. I get it. I automatically, just because I'm using Firewall, I automatically get a 20% duration boost. Like I said, most people that see my build, they don't think about that. They think about skill damage. So they go, oh, Technician, right? Technician's the way to go. No, Firewall is. If you're going to use fire, use Firewall. Well, you might as well. It's a free talent. And it boosts your duration by 20%. That means people can burn 20%. So that's the other thing, too. So normally with Imperial Dynasty, when you catch people on fire, it doesn't last that long. But when you add the Firewall thing to it, the 20% duration burn, it actually lasts longer. A lot longer than it normally does. Let me see if I can go barbecue something here. Let's go barbecue these assholes. We'll run it this way. I'm going to run it this way. With the Imperial Dynasty, Creeping Death, and Eclipse. So that means, like I said, short range, mid-range, long range is covered.
Friendly combatants detected.
Okay, I just got to watch these assholes in the background that they're not over here. So I can fight these guys and not have to worry about getting shot in the back. Okay. I hear that. This motherfucker right here. Look at that burn duration. Look at that fucking burn duration. That was just the Imperial Dynasty. That was it. And it burnt. He was burning for a good. Like normally, without those little boosts, you don't get that. It would have been way shorter than that. It would have been like 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds at the most. You get like another 4 or 5 seconds added to that when you use the Firewall. And this, anyways, I don't know if you guys have ever seen me play Diablo 3, but you'll notice in Diablo 3, this guy that was running like that, he reminds me, and he's basically, the Division has added these little guys that run around like this, and they shoot at you and stuff. But they're like the little loot goblins in Diablo 3. That they drop all this, you see how he drops like 4 pieces of gear? That's like the Division's version of the loot goblin, and they totally ripped that off of fucking Diablo. Oh, I don't want to go in there. I want to go in here. And I'm just gonna sit here and not shoot at these guys at all. And let them watch them burn. See how it just refreshed the duration by 75%? And it just did it again. A little closer. There we go, he's on fire now.
Friendly combatants detected.
Hold on, I thought I heard something behind me. I think.
You're fine now.
Agent in need of backup.
Oh no.
Serious trauma detected.
That caught me on fire, bitch. I just caught him on fire, see? He's burning.
Nearby.
Nice. Aiming for that. Oh no. Guy's fucking spam, I'm just gonna die. What? How the fuck did that not kill him? Stand up. Okay, who's fucking spamming that fucking shit? Where is it? Alrighty, right there. Okay, hold still.
Friendly combatants detected.
Alright, I've had enough of this motherfucker.
Vital signs critical.
Burn, bitch, burn.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Burn, bitch, burn.
Heavily armored hostile detected. Friendly combatants detected.
I need to heal, so I'm gonna pull this gun in instead. And he's gonna burn like a bitch. There we go, I'm gonna start to heal now. Not much, but it's better than nothing. But fuck. There we go. Yeah, I heard it. Just didn't know where it was.
Friendly combatants nearby.
I'll watch your back.
We still have some people over here, I see.
Over there. Now's our chance.
Incoming hostiles detected. Friendly combatants detected.
There you go, there's fucking...
Dropped one.
We got some fun in the sun here.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Burn, bitch, burn. Whoa, what the fuck?
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Fucking get up here, you little fucker.
Detected.
Oh, I almost got her. Fuck out of here.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Fuck out of here. Shot her right back down the fucking rope. What? We got somebody below us? Oh, it was red, like something was there.
Friendly combatants nearby.
And now we get back to you, you motherfucker. He's gonna die very violently. That fire is gonna fuck him
Friendly
right up.
combatants detected.
Oh yeah, it's getting him really good. Yeah.
Is that it? Thank God. Check yourself for extra holes.
I'm not healing, so what the fuck's still
Supply
alive?
room access unlocked.
Something's still alive. Because I didn't heal.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Just gonna let him burn for a minute. He's burning pretty good, so. Yeah, he died. Oh, I'm sorry I burnt you with my other ability.
Friendly control point nearby.
Okay, where's the enemies? Somebody's not dead. No, we didn't. There's another one hiding somewhere. Where the fuck is he?
You're right next to the Grand Washington Hotel.
Okay, there's somebody's not dead because I'm not.
That should get their attention.
I haven't
Head to the
healed,
service entrance on the east side of the building.
which means something is nearby.
Got a good feeling about this.
I miss chocolate.
Okay, that or it's glitched. I don't know. What is that, anyways? Dropping. Tip of the spear.
Friendly combatants detected.
You know, I really haven't touched on that gear set at all, just because. You want to know something though? It is this gear set's actually good in conflict, and the reason why I say this is because it's all based on mostly signature ammo and shit, right? So um, if you get the drops, which is not hard to get, so you can use your special abilities. For 2 pieces, you get 10% signature weapon damage, which they're already fucking nasty as it is. It says it automatically generates signature weapon ammo every 60 seconds. So I wonder if in conflict, every 60 seconds it would give you signature ammo. Might be something to look into. Now, they are bringing back that shit in the Dark Zone. So they're going to make that gear set. I'm telling you right now, that gear set is just waiting to be used. That's one thing that you look at. You look at tip of the spear and you go, shit, right? PvE. I used to look at it that way too, and then I really thought about it for a while, and I thought, well, in conflict, you get to use your signature weapons. So tip of the spear would actually be good if you set it up right. In conflict, it would be fucking nasty. Now, that's not the greatest roll in the world, but that's actually not too shabby. I could probably optimize that to full. So I might actually, whatever I picked up, I'm going to get rid of. Yeah, garbage. I've got a better piece than that. Okay, and I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to actually test this out. Now, there's the holster. I need 4 pieces. But first, I need to figure out... That's another good piece. It's not God roll, but damn, it's pretty good roll. Now, I'd like to teleport out of here back to the thing and then come back, but I have a feeling that this happened to me last time I did this. I came back and everything was gone. I don't need that piece of hardware. I've already got, like, different pieces for that. So there's some gloves. Holster gloves.
Friendly combatants.
Knee pads. Surprisingly enough, are, again, decently rolled. They're not great, but they're not bad. Let me see here. We got 3 pieces there. I'm sure within these 2 pieces here that the 4th piece is there. There it is, the mask. Let me see what this other one is, though. It's a mask. It's actually a better roll. Nice.
Friendly
Okay.
combatants detected.
So, whoops. Let me just get rid of something here. I don't need preservation because I got perfect preservation on my other weapon, so I don't need it twice. I'm going to actually grab that. Okay, so, and there's another piece up there, so if I have a better roll up there, we'll see. This just occurred to me literally today when I was looking at tip of the spear. What the fuck is going on outside?
I don't know about you, but sometimes it's nice to be on guard duty. Just relax a little, not worry about having to run around and carry heavy loads back and forth.
Do you think if we grew some corn, we could dry it out, grind it up, and make tortilla chips? I could really go for some right now.
I don't even know why we're out here. Nobody's trying to steal this shit.
A division agent. Interesting.
I wonder how they're doing back home. Sometimes it's a little too quiet.
Have that. We don't typically have weather like that. That's crazy. Okay, what is this chest piece? Increases weapon damage. Dealing damage with a signature weapon increases total weapon damage by 20% for 60 seconds. Damn. If you use this specialized destruction, it raises it up to 40%.
Friendly combatants nearby.
Looks to me like we're going to be doing some research. Real quick. I just want to know what the backpack does. I know what the chest piece does now.
We need you to secure a skyscraper. This may take a while. Hope you cleared your schedule.
I'm just gonna have to do this. Tip of the spear. Now, I never thought I would be farming for this gear, but I just, like I said, I thought about this, and I thought, well, conflict, you can use your special ability. So that gear set would actually be viable in PvP conflict for that PvP. Now in the dark zone, not so much. I think I've wore it in the dark zone trying it out because it says it generates ammo for your signature weapon every 60 seconds. But I've tried it. Obviously, you can't do that in the dark zone. Although I could have swore somebody hit me with a fucking special weapon once. And they shouldn't have been able to, but they did. Now, they used to have the special weapons in the dark zone. You would get ammo every time you took a one of the convoys. Or sorry, the supply drops. Every time you took a supply drop out, you would get special ammo for your weapon. So whatever your signature was. And believe it or not, my signature when they had that ability, mine was the sniper rifle. Because it's a 50 cal and it hits like a beast. It's usually it's a one shot kill. Date that they're bringing out in, I think it's February now. They're going to be bringing that shit back, basically. They're going to be bringing it back to the Dark Zone. The Dark Zone already has problems now, so I think I would suggest that they fix those problems first before they introduce more problems. Because then nobody's going to want to go in the Dark Zone if they do that. Because it's going to make it worse. Because if you've ever played Conflict and you are ever a victim of somebody using the flamethrower, it's fucking ridiculous. If it even touches your ass, it could be like that much, and it just touches you, you're dead. It's like instant death. What's the other one? Technician. The heat. underestimates that thing. Those things, when they lock on, if they hit you, you're dead. I did it to multiple people because you can lock on to multiple people, right? Just as long as you get a lock on him and then move to him real quick and get the little lock and fire it, it'll get both of them. Because I do it in, I do the same thing in PvE. I've done it, that's how I know. And I do it in PvE as well. I can lock onto like 4 things and go doop, 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 and hit all 4 of them. Everybody thinks the flamethrower is the nastiest, but I actually would say the technician one is, because of the fact that you can lock onto somebody and just walk away. Kind of like a javelin missile. When you hit a tank, you just fire and walk away, right? It does the rest. Same thing with that. All you have to do is fire and then turn around and focus on something else. Those things are going to go seek him out. You know what it reminds me of? The Galahorn from Destiny. A smaller version of it, of course. But anyways, for now, I gotta get off here because I have to go get my daughter. So I'll be on later to barbecue people and maybe teabag them as well. I've decided. I want to try to get into conflict again. The only problem I have with conflict at the moment is the shit that's going on in there. The people that are, you know damn well they're not legit. I think what I want to say is Cronus Zen, or whatever they fucking call it, is running wild in that mode right now. Every other person's using it, and trust me, you can tell. You can tell by the way their weapons firing. First of all, so if you know much about weapons in this game and what their basic RPMs are, and then to get the best out of it, just imagine that weapon with Striker on it, and that would be the worst case scenario of speed, right? And then because I could tell you right now, when I run Striker with my Vector, I can get it up to almost, I think it's 1440 RPMs. So imagine another gun that's like, for example, the M870 shotgun is like 75 RPMs. And with Striker, I think it brings it up to close to 200. But there was a guy in the Dark Zone a couple months ago that was running a M870, and he wasn't wearing Striker. And he was shooting his shotgun faster than I could shoot my Vector. And I actually was running Striker with my Vector. So I was shooting at 1440 RPMs. And his shotgun was actually firing faster than my Vector. That was the last time I went in the Dark Zone, by the way. That was the last straw. I was like, okay. Well, after seeing that shit go down, after I seeing somebody's shotgun shoot that fast and kill me, like, it's an M870. It shouldn't be fucking... First of all, no shotgun in this game, even the rock and roll, shoots that fast. Like, the rock and roll shoots pretty quick, but it's not 1440. And I wasn't the only one that day that was experiencing that same issue, going, what the fuck? How do you get your shotgun shooting that fast? Like, that's insane. Not even the goddamn showstopper is that quick. And that's in the Division 1. So that's a dead giveaway, by the way, if you want to know if somebody's cheating. But anyways, I will be back.